Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Mike. This is my 1 week post-op video. I just want to check in with you and let you all know what's been going on, what I went through, and how I'm doing. And 3 months prior to surgery, I was 400 pounds. My surgery day with just the gown and everything, I think I was 345. And then yesterday, when I had my 1 week post-op visit, I was the same weight, but I still had clothes on. And that's one thing they tell you, that you might not see, some people might see a ton of weight loss right away, and some people it's more gradual. Back to my 1 week here. So to tell you about my experience with surgery, it was great. Leading up to the surgery, I was really worried about going through with it for a couple reasons. I had a very large hiatal hernia that was sitting right here underneath my lung, and it was very hard for me to breathe. And it was also causing me some other issues. And what they had to do is they had to go in order to do the gastric sleeve, they had to go in, they had to pull my stomach, which had, he said it was pretty large. He said it had gone to about 3 or 4 times its size, into my chest cavity. And my esophagus, he said, was kind of like almost like an accordion, if you would picture it. And he had to kind of straighten that out the best he could, and from the GERD and everything, it had damaged my esophagus, and then pull that down, and then he did the sleeve. And actually, going into the surgery, I wasn't sure if I was going to be getting the sleeve or the bypass. It was all kind of up to him, but I told him that I would prefer the sleeve, and he said that he was going to do his best to do the sleeve, and that's what we ended up doing. So so that was great that I woke up with that. And to my surprise, after missing a couple, because you're sitting there in the doctor's seat and they give you the morphine, and they give you some oxycodone. After like sleeping through, because that stuff just knocks you out. Sleeping through a dose, I realized that I really wasn't in any pain at all. I mean, I was kind of discomfort, like if I would move a certain way, I kind of go, oh, that's a sudden slight pain, but it really wasn't too much I couldn't handle. I mean, the pain, yeah, I just started taking Tylenol. I said, forget the oxy. I'm not going to worry about, getting hooked on it or anything, because I heard stories about people getting hooked on it. And I just started taking over-the-counter Tylenol, and that seemed to work. One of the things that kind of worried me, because he was like, try not to vomit, and try not to belch really hard. And well, he recanted that. He said, you can belch, but and I was coughing, so I was kind of worried about that, because when I woke up from surgery, I guess from all the tubes that go down inside to help you breathe and all that stuff, it caused me to get a lot of like mucus buildup. So for a while I was taking, they said I could take some Delsum to combat that, but then I found that I was having more of a tickling sensation, and that's just because when you go through it, your sinuses start to drain a little bit more. So they told me I could take Claritin. So that seemed to get rid of my coughing and my congestion pretty good. The other issue that I the one issue that I ran into that I think I was most concerned about was the gas. I definitely felt just really gassy. I just belched. And part of that is that when they do a laparoscopic procedure, they will fill your insides up with gas to kind of get more room inside, so they could see around and do the procedure. And when they pull out all of the tools, and I believe I had 5 total incisions. I think I have one here, one here, one here, one here, and I think I have another one around here somewhere. And those don't hurt at all. I mean, I had some discomfort, to go back to the hurting thing, but anywho, back to the gas. So they fill you up, and you're expected to be able to fart before you can leave the hospital, which sounds kind of weird, but they want you to get all that gas out. And so that's why I was kind of gassy and felt like I had to belch a lot. But the other part is that my stomach was so small that you know, now, or smaller with the sleeve that, you know, before when I would take drinks, I guess all my life I had been swallowing air, and I didn't really notice that because your stomach is so large and you can handle that. But now that your stomach is smaller, you know, I was told that, you know, at first, you know, to start, like, to take a step, you just breathe out through your nose and then take a sip. And that seems to be helping. And so, you know, the first 3 days I was kind of having some issues with swallowing. I was just nervous about putting things in my stomach. But then over time, every day it just keeps getting better, and I keep, you know, swallowing and eating more and tolerating more. And so that's good. And I was told 3 days after surgery I could have oatmeal and, like, you know, cream of wheat or cocoa wheats or something like that. And one day I accidentally didn't make my oatmeal creamy enough, and it was too thick. It kind of sat in there a while, and it reminded me, like, you know, that my stomach is smaller. But, you know, that's the whole purpose of the surgery, is to kind of limit to what you're eating. So that was my first uncomfortable feeling, was when I didn't make my oatmeal creamy enough. It was too thick. But today I had a pretty good portion of cocoa wheats, and I'm doing pretty good. So yeah, let me think. So I have had hardly any pain, and I'm actually requested to go back to work early. I was pegged to be off work 4 weeks, but it's only been a little over a week, and I've been up walking around. I went and been walking around my neighborhood, and the doctor yesterday said that, you know, now's the time to, you know, increase going to the gym. And he said as long as I'm not using my midsection, that, you know, I'm free to get on an elliptical or get on a treadmill, which should be nice, because for the first time in a long time I'm under that 350 pound mark. And as I told in previous videos, one of the things that was highly discouraging is that once you get to that 350 mark, a lot of those ellipticals and those treadmills, they stop working on you because you're over the weight limit, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so things are looking good. So it was, all in all, the experience was a lot less intense than I thought it was going to be. And so, you know, maybe the story might be different from you, but, you know, when I was there in the recovery, you know, they had me up and walking around, and I got to meet other people, and they weren't in a whole lot of pain either. And so it's not, so I don't think it's something that you should, if you're looking into doing this, should worry about too much, the pain. I know one of my things that I was deeply afraid of was being able to drink a lot. And to go back to what I was saying about sipping, is that at first, you know, it was kind of sucked because I was sitting there sipping, but now I'm finding that I can take larger, like regular sips, and I can actually drink a lot quicker than I could the first couple days. So that's nice. So yeah, I think I've covered all my bases. So yeah, first week's been great. Hardly any pain. The only issues I've had is gas. Kind of stomach gas, but that's been okay. Been taking some Gas X to kind of combat that, and so far so good. So I'll try to keep you updated, and once hopefully my weight starts falling off here soon, and you'll gradually see a more reduced size me. So hey, thanks for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time.